Good evening, everybody. Just still setting up here. Just came back from doing another ship. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. All right, waypoint. Sharon, can you hear me all right? Is the volume okay? Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me all right. Test, test. Okay. I think I'm doing good. Sharon, how you doing? I just got back from doing the CSL Saint Laurent. Was upbound, and me and I went down and caught the ship, and yeah, we got it taken care of. Okay, waypoint, that's good. We'll see if anybody shows. I did not send out invites like I normally do because I haven't got around to it, but I'm going to try and do that right now, make up for it. So if you guys would just excuse me for a minute to get that done. Compose. Paste. No. This is envoy. Copy envoy. Studio B.
Euro raid.
Hey, all right. I'm just over here sending out invites.
Yeah, I was looking, I kept refreshing YouTube and it was like, Paul's not live yet. Paul's not live yet.
We're just
And then,
gas bagging.
yeah, we were just gassing. And then I went to Dominic, went, is Paul not live yet? And Paul, he went, yeah, he did. And I actually got the notification on time. He was like, cool.
Yeah.
Everybody in.
Yeah.
What picture should I have today?
How's Laura doing?
Not too well. She's gone to sleep, I think. She's got a bit of a bug, and I think she's passed it on to me because I'm feeling a bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's not good.
I'm blaming you, Paul. You told us to have the kids.
Well, that's the problem with them little critters, you know. They bring
Yeah.
everything that they get home.
Hey, Waypoint.
Hey,
Hi,
Brian.
everyone else in the chat.
Hello to everybody in
Word.
the chat.
Yeah. Edward, Waypoint, Sharon, Paul Murray.
David.
You know that video I wanted to watch, Dominic? The one I said about the warehouse. Everything's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. Well, even that's gone now. I can't bloody find it.
No.
I clicked refresh by mistake on YouTube and it's gone. It's like,
No.
won't give it back. It's like, you fucking bastards. I wanted to watch that one.
Mm. I hate it when that happens. And you can't remember who it was.
But the thing was, it's one of them random ones they show you.
Yeah.
So it might turn back up.
Hopefully.
Tell you what's annoying me. The other day, I let YouTube just run and it went into some video about buses. I'm
Mm.
like, I don't watch them sort of videos. So, yeah. Because I left it going into that, and
Yeah.
now he wants them all the time. And now all he's doing is showing me new fucking bus videos. Like, no, don't
Yeah.
recommend this. Right, guys, I'll be back in 5.
Okay.
Hey, Tank RC, how you doing?
Hey, Tank.
Francois.
I
Howdy.
saw you guys were on, decided to come in and say hi and see what was going on.
Well, not
No
much.
worries.
We're just kind of getting set up and getting
Yeah.
underway. And
Just gas bagging as usual.
what have you been up to, Frank? Anything?
Nothing much. There is an event coming up next month, beginning of next month, which is called Beat the Creek in the States, in Kentucky, and I am going there. So it's 12-hour drive for me. So this should be interesting.
Oh, cool.
That's all right.
Yep. Just got to get all my trucks ready, the ones I'm going to be bringing there.
Sure, sure. And is that kind of like a truck meetup? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Trail truck.
Yep.
It's called Beat the Creek, Beat the Barn. Also, there's a big barn that you crawl and you have fun in the barn. There's always guys there with drone with aerial view of how many people is there. Last year they had close to 2,000 people. They're hoping to beat that this year.
Oh, wow.
That'd be fun.
Waypoint, how you doing? And Sharon Rowland joined us. Ed Hassick was in here earlier. Yeah, it's been kind of slow this weekend,
Oh yeah.
Frank. It
Oh, weather.
builds up, but it doesn't usually, all the people that start up, like Dominic, you can depend on Dominic to show up, and David, and
Mhm.
sometimes Laura, but Laura's sick.
Okay. It's been a slow weekend also because it's been raining, so people are kind of not doing much. But I mean,
Yeah, we had that 3 or 4 days of heavy rain all the time.
yeah.
And it went your way.
Yes, I know we're having it now. I went outside this morning and man, it's chilly. Oof.
Yes, it was chilly. It's 57 degrees and sunny here right now.
Okay.
So I can kind of survive with that,
Mm.
But we're supposed to maybe get up into this high 60s or 70s this week, but who
Okay.
knows? The weather people's jobs, I don't hold it against them, but it's the only job I know where they can totally screw up and still get paid and a pat on the back,
Yeah,
Mhm. Yep.
true.
I see
Yeah.
the big news is Iran has launched a whole bunch of attack drones and other things, missiles against Israel. That's the big talk right now.
Hmm.
most of them are attack drones, but they're suicide drones, suicide attack drones.
Okay. Yeah, it comes at they're at the price point where they're affordable enough to do a suicide run. In other words, load it up with dynamite, load it up with whatever, and then just crash on something. So it's
Yes,
like
exactly.
a missile that you can actually control very good.
Captain Joe is joining us. Joe got that new Avata 2,
Oh yeah,
and he's been flying it.
Yep, flew it today.
oh yeah.
You know,
He was hesitant about it, but what got him going is his buddy was getting one. He ordered one, and so Joe called his local Best Buy, and they had one, and he went and picked it right up.
So he got it before his buddy. So he
Yes.
Oh yeah. That was I can't even say that was part of the reason. I knew he was getting it, but I like the
yes,
features
yes.
on it.
Yeah, we
features?
believe you. We believe you. You just wanted to be the first.
What I could have is went over by his house, walked down the street, and flown it up by his window,
Yeah,
and not said a word.
true.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Call him up and say, "Hey Johnny, what's by your window?"
Good evening, Jonathan's here.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Jackson. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to go about 11 o'clock to fly, and I said, my son was sitting and we were talking. I said, "Man, I'm tired. I don't know why." I went and laid down and looked up. It was 2:15.
Hmm.
So I got up. He got up. He was leaving. So I ran out. I didn't even know where I wanted to go yet. So I just
Yeah.
went out by Fontainebleau Park, and that place they got a little beach that goes into Lake Pontchartrain, and that beach was covered with people today. It was 80 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, so my video, I put my Mavic 3 up and took some pictures of the beach area and everything like that. And I'm gonna call it Life's a Beach at Fontainebleau State Park.
Cool.
And then I went under the oak trees and flew the Avata 2. And this is how I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm flying all through the stuff. I mean, I'm getting gaps from doing all of this. I get back and I said, I didn't do a flip or nothing with it with the Acro. I didn't do anything.
Hmm.
So I said, I can't believe this. So I landed it.
Yeah.
And I got it back up and went around and did some flips and everything with it, front, back, sideways, and all of that. And it's just, I'd rather do like a one-shot thing and not a double one. So I'm gonna take both of them and kind of put it together and try to get about a 3 to 4 minute video max. You know?
There you go.
But I forget that. And my old man fingers, it's my old man fingers. What happens is, with the motion controller, you're flying and you have to be pulling this to get it to go. At the same time, you have to do your flips. You got a wheel right here and you got to turn it to what flip you want or what acro move you want. And I'll be up there and I'll go to move it and I'll let go this. I'll go and let it go. I say, come on, don't let it go. You know?
Here comes Rod. Hey, Rod.
I just got to get the
sail
feel
on
of
a
this again.
Frank.
Hey, Joe, I
Rod.
have a question
Rod.
for you.
Yo,
So the flip, have you tried the flip while you're in a turn? And does
Yeah.
it flip and does it come back to the turn or does it come back level when it does the flip? So
I gotta look at it.
if you're banked, does it come back being banked when you hit the flip?
I think it did. Because I was going in underneath a branch like this, and I did the flip and rolled, and it just kept going. So it
Nice.
doesn't lose the trajectory, the angle, but it just keeps going. And guess where I did a flip? Under an oak tree.
Okay, that's good.
I came in under an oak tree. I had a gap, and I said, "That's enough gap." And I hit that flip, and it rolled and kept going. And then I had to dive down real quick because I was going into the branches on the other side.
There's a min distance on that or min height on that, and I don't remember
I think it's 3 feet.
3 feet. I think
Now,
think
did
I
you
have
get
sounds
a
about
video
right.
of that? Did you get a video of that flip? Because you know what it said. They say if you did not get it on video, it did not happen.
Well, I got it on
Hmm.
video. It's on video in the goggles, and I had it, and I flew it today in Rocksteady instead of Horizon Steady. So I'm going to see if that works, and if
Okay.
that doesn't work, I might have to turn it off to do the flips. I'm pretty sure Rocksteady would be okay.
Horizon Steady is fine too. So if it does the flip, it's still going to flip.
It'll flip in Horizon Steady, but it won't show it on the card in the drone.
Really, it's taking it completely out. Oh, interesting.
No, it doesn't take it completely out. You'll see where the flip's supposed to be. You'll see like a little blur haze, and then it'll keep going. Where it tried, it
Interesting.
looked like the flip was in the background.
Rocksteady will work because I do it with my 03 air unit. That's
so-
native on my FPV is with Rocksteady turned on.
Good evening,
So,
Mark White. And
I like
also, everybody,
Horizon Steady.
everybody, if you don't know Tank, his name is Frank.
Right.
Tank specializes in like RC trucks and things like that, crawlers.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Him
RC
and-
customization. I do a lot of detailed customization to make it look real.
Mhm.
It's fun.
So do you know Mel AG 400?
Nope.
You should look at his channel.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big RC guy too.
Cool.
And a
Yeah, well,
drone guy.
look at all the stuff. That's not just backdrop for Frank. That's all his stuff back there on the walls.
Yeah, I think I've seen you before on another channel. I can't remember what channel.
Oh, I've been around.
Bad
Yeah.
part about hobbies, they get expensive.
Yes, but like I tell my family and some people I know, fishing is more expensive than this hobby. Like
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
like there's other hobbies that are way more expensive than this. But basically any hobby can be expensive. It all depends how you
Approach
manage
it.
yes,
Yeah.
and approach it. Yeah.
I know when it's super duper absolutely expensive, which is why I'm in drones. Cameras.
Oh yeah.
Cameras are way. Ask Joe. How expensive are cameras, Joe?
Well,
I'm in trouble. You know?
It's keeping up
I'm
to
in
the
trouble.
technology also. That's what's expensive. Like let's say somebody comes out with a new drone, a new RC. If you have to buy it to keep your hobby going, that's when it's going to get expensive because there's some coming out every year or every 6 months. It's
Hey,
just
Jack.
nuts.
Hey, TJ,
Johnny, you on fire?
Jonathan, Johnny.
Hey,
You know, a
Hey.
cheap camera lens on the cheap side, 1,500.
Wow.
I mean, you can get
Yeah.
them for less than that, but I'd be sort of a one that you would be okay with. Yeah, about 1,500. Average decent ones are 2,000, 2,200
And
For
if you
the-
go to
just for the
if you
lens.
go off brand a little bit to Sigma, which is a good lens, you're still gonna look at 1,000
Yeah.
minimum.
Oh my God, some of those lenses though are what, $10,000, $14,000 for some of those big ones.
They have one I'd love to have. It's a 100 to 500 Sigma makes
Mhm.
2.8. It weighs 35 pounds. I put like this. The camera looks like a SD card on the back of it.
Wow.
That's how big the lens is.
Jesus.
My son said, "Who in the hell is gonna carry it for you, old man?"
What's the biggest drone you guys have?
I have the Mavic 3.
Mavic 3? Okay.
I just repurchased an Inspire 1 and I'm gonna sell it, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's just too friggin' big.
I think my Evo 2 Pro is bigger than the Mavic 3.
Yeah, I think it is.
Weight wise, it's heavier. Size wise, pretty similar. I have both.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of those little tiny drones that are like race drone, and you see them at the edge of the table and just like flip like this, getting ready to take off, and then poof, it just takes off. Those things are stupid fast.
You got some tiny hawks, don't you, Rod?
I don't have what he's talking about, but a friend of mine and Ken's races drones, and you're talking those things are like
It's Justin.
65 millimeter type drones. I mean, they're just tiny, and those things are
Yeah.
Just,
dippy fast for doing the
So-
racing.
He's got to get that T-Move mic working.
Sounds like you had a nap.
Good. No, I'm not
So
eating
he's still
some-
napping.
Right now, I'm in search of a 2.5-inch frame to put my Cinelog stuff into because I hate my Cinelog 20.
Hmm.
That Cinewhoop is the prop guards of that thing are just crap, utter crap. Break them like every other flight. They break. The design of them just suck. So I'm gonna throw that thing away, take the guts and put it on a real frame. Hoffhour did that with one of his little Cinewhoops. Jesus, that thing is freaking fast. As a 2.5-inch with the Cinewhoop motors and crap on it. That thing is zippy. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
But so is my 3.5-inch Gep RC Domain 6S. A 3.5-inch 6S. Holy smokes, that thing's got power.
Well, I got some things to do, so I'll let you guys go and I'll talk to you
Well,
guys later.
thanks for stopping in, Frank, and
Later,
good luck
Frank.
with
Right.
good luck with your meetup this coming next week, is it?
It's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you later. Thanks.
Later.
All right.
Bye, Frank. Yeah, Frank's been doing the crawlers and the trucks and the cars and all that stuff forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's his little niche, you know?
That's what
He's
Mel
been on before because he's showing.
AG400. I think he was more that stuff before he did the drone community stuff, but he's still more the RC things.
Yeah, he used
You're
to
wrong there, Rod.
manage an RC store too.
Yeah, hobbies aren't expensive. They're rabbit holes.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good way to put it too.
Yeah, Mel used to manage a hobby store before it shut down.
That's why. I had an offer years back. I was like maybe 24. I was in the Marine Corps station here, and a friend of mine had a hobby shop, and he had the only trained hobby shop in Jefferson Parish, and he had a business, and he was just getting too old, and he wanted to know if I wanted to buy it. And I said, "Oh no, I'm in the Marines. I'm not good." Boy, that was a mistake.
You know, I used to build ship models when I was a kid. Loved doing the model stuff. Build them, paint them.
Well, hobby shops used to do good in like small towns and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But now they closed down a lot. Like if you want one, you have to have one in like Orlando or something like that if you want to have enough business to stay
They're
open.
generally online here.
Because they're still shutting down all over the US. Little mom and pop ones.
I had to pick on Johnny. I watched his video, and then I had to pick on him and go, "You didn't fly it like your hair was on fire. Oops,
Yeah.
you have no hair. Never mind."
He did fly it with his hair on fire. That's why I don't have it.
That's why you don't have it. Yeah. Maybe when he gets the bumpers, he'll fly it faster.
Yeah, what's up, Jonathan? Everybody else in the chat, what's up?
Dobo's selling them already. So,
Yeah,
is he?
Dobo, before he flew the thing, he was probably measuring it out.
oh, I'm sure. It's okay.
So that's his channel, Frank's the Tank RC.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I thought. We'll go see. I'm pretty sure I'm sub to it.
Yeah, Frank stops by every great once in a while. He'll stop in.
Let me look.
Yeah, the way Johnny was flying that, I could beat him with my Avata one easily.
Well, I'm not sub, but I'm sub now.
You should see the
Let me
size
be-
of his
come on.
panels sometime. Oh my God.
Mm.
Dude, I've been over to his show and he had like a 15, 20 people on his panel. I'm like, holy crap.
RC stuff
Wow.
is RC trucks and cars and stuff is super popular. You know, I go down to Titusville and fly down there at the skate park and stuff, and there's sort of a BMX little area that's next door, and there's people that bring their little RC trucks there all the time at that skate park in that little place. So quite a few.
Yep. Well, it's the actual RC community has several different options, you know?
Mm-hmm. For
Well,
sure.
one thing they don't have is regulations.
Because they're on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Well,
don't have
about
to
the
mess
only
with
regula-
the FAA.
About the only regulations they might run into is the occasional city park that might ban RC cars, but other than that, they got a pretty wide open area to go do whatever.
This is true.
So where's David? Is he hiding or just being quiet?
Oh, TJ, I'm eating shrimp Alfredo.
He was here a few minutes ago. He said he'd be back.
And TJ, you don't need the Avata 2. You don't even fly the Avata 1 at 30 mile an hour. So why would you want to fly the Avata 2 at 35?
Hiding.
What really surprises me is none of the drone hack guys have come up with a hack to increase the sports mode speed. It always surprised me that DJI didn't put an option in to make sports mode even faster.
Yeah, they should.
They should. Everybody keeps screaming about it on the Forbes. There's nothing that stops them from making sports mode faster. Why the hell should the Mini 4 and the Mavic 3 be able to outrun the Avata?
You
Know what I mean?
gotta
The
find
Even
Mini
in
2
sport-
does this. The Mini
Even
2 does the same speed.
Even in sports mode, the Avata should be faster than those two. It's supposed to be an FPV drone. It's supposed to be fast.
Good, Jonathan.
Oh,
Oh, I just saw this Traxxas car that this guy was doing a review on. It was like $5,000 or some shit. Like super expensive.
Praxis?
Traxxas. They're
they
the ones
are
that
right
do the
now, right,
big. They're the ones that do the really big heavy duty RC cars for like Bastion and shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bastion, has anybody seen Wayne B? I haven't seen him
No.
in months. At
No.
least 2 or 3 months. I wonder what happened to him.
Hmm.
You know, I haven't seen him in anybody's chats or anything.
Yeah.
Used to be here all the time. He was big into RC cars. He was
Who's
always
that?
talking. Wayne B. He was always talking to JD about it all the time. What they call bashing. Those are what JD's does at the skate parks. That's what you call bashing.
Yep.
You go out and beat the living shit out of your car.
Yeah, they do too.
Cool cap on the chat. My surname is Barnaby Clifton Smith,
Barnaby Clipsnip?
but the people call me Michael. No, he's trying to be all fancy. Because everybody thinks his accent sounds super fancy.
It's small.
That's fine.
Paul, I got a whole bag of these left over from breakfast.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
The glazed donuts.
Ship 'em.
I'm still working on my Boston creams.
I haven't even had any of those. I just put them in a bag, got them out of the box a minute ago. Put them up.
What, Sarah buy those?
Yeah, the kids wanted some donuts for breakfast. We got them donuts.
Oh, okay.
I just went out to the kitchen to get my dinner and I saw they were still sitting in the box. So I put them up in a bag. It's true, cool cat. Yes, no, it's Mark,
Mark
TJ. With a C, not a K.
with a C.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen TJ on in a long time.
He's in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't come on a panel in a while.
He was on a panel
I think he's
recently.
kind of grounded. Isn't his car, didn't his car get crashed?
Oh, that happened before the drone meetup, and he still went to
Yeah, I
that.
know, but I don't think he's resolved that, has he?
Yeah, I think he was just waiting for his insurance to come up with a price,
Yeah. He's on someone's recently.
and he is gonna have to go out and find him either get himself a new car or a used car.
Still only
Yeah,
gonna give him what the car was worth.
I don't even know if we asked him if he was still making payments on it. He said, I think so. I don't even know if he was still making payments on it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen his car in person. Does it look like an older car? Or does it look more?
No,
does it
no,
look
no.
newer?
It's newer.
Okay. If it was paid off,
They're still only gonna give him Kelly Blue Book, so
Yeah. And then they're gonna turn around and average it out with everything in the area and
well, and then it depends. Did he how much he owed on it? Did he have that gap coverage? What is it? Isn't that what it's
Yeah.
called? The gap coverage?
Yeah.
To help you cover that extra little
Cover
bit just in
between the
case.
difference of what it's valued at and what
Yeah.
he owes.
Because that's something they all offer you right at the beginning. If you don't add it to the policy, but you only have so long to add it. And then because they'll warn you, they'll keep sending you letters for like a month or so telling you to add it. Yeah, there is a lot of people with the same name in the community, that's for sure. I think I'm one of the few people that doesn't have the same name as somebody else. I think Joe's getting bored with 3D printing.
No,
Seen that
I've
printer
been
moving days.
occupied with other things.
Hell, if you want to sell it, I'll give you $50 for it.
No. Nope.
It's worth a shot.
Okay, something's going on with me. I've got to look at a spelling of a word I'm typing all the time.
I met a guy while I was down flying the last ship just before I got here, that doesn't fly drones. Wanted to know if I had any drones for sale. I told him I had the Inspire one. He said how much, and I told him, $1,100. And he said, I'll come over and buy it, but you'll have to show me how to fly it. And I don't know if I want to get into that or not.
Oh, tell him to go. All you have to do is refer him to a bunch of drone shows on YouTube. Let him go watch them himself.
Yeah, he needs to watch YouTube. Yep.
He can go ask questions and everything from all those guys.
Give them the link to Pilot Institute. They've got Inspire All You Need to Know course for free.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they probably do. I know they got a bunch of them. They probably do.
Well, there's plenty of videos on the Inspire one. I mean,
Yeah.
Looks like it's on now.
But the Inspire 1 is not something that you're just gonna
What's
teach in
on,
20
what we
minutes.
talking about? And that don't sound good.
Yeah, it's not, Joe. Iran launched drones at Israel from
Oh, yeah.
Iran. From Iran.
Yep.
It's on now.
What
I'm
happened?
telling you, it's on now.
What happened?
Yep,
Iran
Iran
launched
launched
drones
drones
at Israel from
and-
Iran, not from
and
Syria.
missiles.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's on now. This is
Yeah,
the
it's
first time
it's
they've
headlines.
attacked from their territory. They've always
Yeah,
played this
if you turn
proxy
on the
bullshit.
TV, that's all they're talking about on there right now.
Hold on. Let me
yeah.
go.
I was watching it. I was
Yeah.
watching the Western Channel.
Fox News.
This is going to get
Yeah.
out of hand quick.
That just opened up a war in that area.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's been
Well,
brewing
and
anyways.
we have several ships over there. They're going to back up Israel. So
You know who else is going to back up Israel?
who?
Who's on the other side of the water from Iran and really hates them?
China?
India,
India.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi and
Saudi.
India. India too.
The Persians and the Arabs do not like each other and never have.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Mm.
Let's see what we do. We ought to be doing something quick. Let's see how long the administration half steps this.
We won't do anything. The Israelis will, because the Israelis will go after the launchers. The funny part of it is how damn good the Israeli intelligence is. They probably know where the freaking warehouses are for everything in Iran.
They're
They
probably
may
gonna
not
name
even
the
hit
people press
they may
button.
not hit the launchers. They may go after the warehouses.
The news channel on Fox News is Biden has been briefed on the attack on Israel.
That means Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Swarms
Well, all
of
he's been doing
Iranian
is-
drones headed towards Israel.
You know who artificially benefits from this?
DJI.
No, because these drones are not anything to do. The Ukrainians, because the Iranians can't ship it to Russia. They'll be using them themselves.
Yep.
There's one more shoe to drop,
Well, it says
and it's
the
coming quick.
Department of Defense for Israel says drones will take
We ta-
hours to reach Israel, but they're on their way. They've been
Are we
spotted.
talking Taiwan?
Yeah, that one's getting ready to go up too, and you know it's coming. I mean, Joe, they're literally gonna open Tinian Air Force Base in the Marshall Islands again.
Yeah.
In fact, they're gonna open several of the old World War II runways over that way so that we can distribute the Air Force bases and planes around to keep the Chinese from. I mean, the writing is on the wall. This is going to turn into a shooting war with them, unless something drastic changes. The Taiwan thing is going to turn into a shooting war.
Yep.
Ain't those kind of drones, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Which
You know,
which
a few of
is a lot of why the ban DJI and everything else. We all know it's going to turn into a shooting war.
And take it over.
It depends on what drones. Because the Reapers and shit, they can be in the sky for like 30 some hours cruising around.
Yeah.
No.
It's the Shaheeds, the same thing the Russians have been using against the Ukrainians. It's the exact same drones.
So the question is, how many hit? Do
Well,
we know?
yeah, because they've got that Iron Dome, you know.
Iron Dome is freaking unreal. How good that system is.
Up, Dewey.
And they got some other things. So do we. Drones are
Yeah.
drone the whole drone thing is soon to become very damned obsolete.
Yep.
You know why? What's coming? What's coming? It's gonna literally make the drones utterly useless.
They can be able to do electronic,
Lasers.
yeah, laser, electronic, everything.
Lasers on freaking almost everything is just gonna nuke them out of the sky.
Well, you see what they did when they tested it in Maui, right?
Mm.
So we've been testing lasers in Fort Sill for a long time. They've been shooting down artillery shells with them for quite a few years. They had a
Yeah.
system that would fit on a Humvee.
This newscaster on CBS News just said that they have been listening to communications between the US and Iran, and both sides don't want a conflict. Then what the fuck is Iran doing?
Listen to who it came from,
Have-
CBS,
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it makes no sense because all their
Communist
actions.
Broadcasting System.
Well, I know, but I'm saying is that doesn't make sense because all their actions over the last year have not showed that at all.
And we
But
moved
why?
that F-22 squadron over there 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Oh, they're gonna fuck around and find out at that point.
They're gonna find out what an F-22. They're gonna find out what an F-22 can do.
That plane ain't no joke, man.
And that plane ain't no joke.
I
The
mean,
Iranians are gonna get hit. The Iranians are gonna get hit and never fucking see that thing in the air.
even the F-35s when they start linking together in their network,
Oh yeah.
that's what they're designed for. They're all linked together.
And not only are
Yeah.
they linked together to see what's incoming, they're all linked together to all jam and blind the shit that's coming.
Yeah,
So-
and then they can also link through that link. What is it? The link 16 or whatever. They can link up with all the Navy ships.
Mhm.
It's all one seamless package. Everything's talking to
Yeah.
each other.
Mhm.
Jambalaya is better the second day.
Oh, is it? Well, I thought you made it 2 days ago.
Yes, it is.
But
I was
there's
gonna
a
make it-
bad part to all of this. What's the first thing that's going to impact us out of all of this? What's going to happen Monday morning?
Gas
Joe
prices.
Biden's gonna
Gas
look up.
prices are going to go through the fucking
Oh, yeah.
roof.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
It might
So
go up
much for
today.
the inflation problem trying to drive inflation down. It's about to just go up.
Yeah,
Well-
it's gonna get worse.
There goes the stock market for a little while.
Stock market already had a big plunge yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Don't talk to me about that one.
Lost a little money there, Rod.
Just a little.
Well, I'm glad I'm out of it.
I'll just say it goes in big swings. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see whether Iran just does this one launch because, well, it's supposed to be a response from the Israelis killing that general in Syria, whether they do one and go, okay, we're good, or whether
Bunch of
they really
steel
do
here.
turn it, or whether it really does turn into a shooting war. It'll probably turn into a shooting war.
What general in Syria? When did that happen?
A
I
couple
know
weeks ago. Couple of weeks
Okay.
ago, he was visiting Hezbollah, and the Israelis took him out.
I was gonna say, because I know Trump took one of their generals out back when he was in office.
Oh yeah.
And I think he was right on the outskirts
You
of
should
Iraq.
you should no, he was at the airport. You should hear what we used on that attack.
That was the MOB or whatever.
No, 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 no. It was a Hellfire, but it was a extra special duty version of the Hellfire. So normally the Hellfire is an explosive missile round, right? We have a version of the Hellfire that instead of being explosives, pops out these like 3 foot long metal blades. It just turns the target into Swiss cheese as it cuts through it. There's no explosion. It just literally
It's all kinetic energy.
all kinetic and slices everything.
Red.
3 foot long blades pop out of that thing.
Slices and dices.
It slices and dices. That guy got turned into chopped tomatoes in that car.
And everybody around there.
Everybody that was in it, man, yeah.
That was crazy.
That's a pretty wild round. But we built it so that we could do things like that and hit targets without collateral damage. But yeah, we have a
plus the worst thing in the world you could do is go after like a general or somebody, a high muckety muck, and then not kill them, because then all you do is you just unleash them, you know?
Well, you create a
yeah, I'll just say
martyr.
that round, yeah, you're not gonna survive. Turns the car into Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I am DJ at this time in the morning.
Well, they've got some live feed coming from Tel Aviv, and you're seeing every once in a while some little flashes in the sky.
Yeah, that's the Iron Dome. There's a lot of cloud cover or haze.
Okay, found it. Let me show you. There you go. That's what that sucker looks like.
Pretty badass looking.
Uh-huh. Like I said, instead of exploding when it hits the target, these blades pop out and just
And it's headed for the target, they're spinning, right?
yeah. It just fucking shreds the target. I mean, it just utterly shreds it. And that's what happened to that Iranian dude that we hit in Iraq. There. Look at that. That's what it does. That's what it does.
What's up, Tim?
Tim,
Kind of
Miss that
leaves a
Tim.
mark, don't it?
Yeah.
Tim, what's
Yeah.
up?
I'll just say it's a wicked weapon. I think I'd rather have the explosive version kill me than that thing.
So Tino just came over here and I gave him each a little piece of chicken, right? So I went in the kitchen, put the stuff in, and I gave him one of their treats. He comes over to me here and he goes, bruh, bruh.
Huh.
I turned around and I said, that's it. I gave you stuff. I gave you a treat. I don't want to hear it. I turned around. He went over, jumped in the chair.
What's up, Dewey?
He went and said,
Dewey's
hell with it. Went and got in the
right.
chair, you know. Let me alone. Got to
Mr.
put your foot
Tim.
down sometimes.
Is Mr. Tim coming in? Or is he waiting for your guys' show, Justin?
Well, we're
No
either
idea.
8 minutes away or an hour and 8 minutes away. They keep saying 2 a.m. local time, but is that local Israeli or local Iran?
Hmm.
All the
And I think
news
the
saying,
Israelis have a laser system too.
Yes.
What'd you
I mean,
say,
a lot of them
Justin?
have already been shot down over Syria and Jordan. So
I was watching that news story. I think they said they were a little over an hour out, but that news story I was watching was an hour ago. So I'm watching a live feed now.
yeah, it says on our news that they should hit at 2 a.m. local time, but it doesn't say if that's local to Iran, which is
I would
in.
imagine it'd be local to
Israel.
Oh, so
If
they
it's
haven't
local
got
to
there yet.
Israel, then they've got an hour and 7 minutes. But if it's local to Iran, then it's in 7 minutes.
So,
There's
so,
an hour time difference between the two.
I would think
Oh, that
local time
changes.
would mean Israel.
so what you're saying is they're not there yet.
Right,
Yeah.
they're on
They've
their
got-
way.
If there's an hour, if it's an hour and 7 minutes, you can shoot a lot down in an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, the thing of it is that
And the question is, why did it
they're-
take so fucking long?
they're slow moving, they said.
Yeah, those drones, those Shahed drones are not fast. They're just small prop things.
And there's a long
Oh.
ways to go to get there across Jordan.
Well, Ron, I'm gonna tell you, we may wake up to a different world on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I might wake up to a different world tomorrow, Sunday,
Yeah.
because I can't see Israel going, yeah, okay, we'll leave it at that.
Because I'm telling you, I don't think they will do it, but I wouldn't put them past throwing a nuke.
The Israelis only do it if they think the Iranians are going to do it.
Yeah.
But you're right. If the Iranians move anything that looks like a nuke, the Israelis will. I don't care what Biden says; they'll ignore him, and they'll do it.
Well, yeah, and there, and the sad part of it is all of us people out on the outside, yeah, we'll be affected by whatever happens. But those people on the ground there, they're fighting for their lives.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dewey's looking a little gray there, Paul.
Yeah.
We
The
know who he is.
UK Prime Minister condemns this in the strongest terms. Iran went, who the fuck are you?
yeah, exactly. From the country whose aircraft carriers keep breaking down. So,
Don't
Yeah.
underestimate the power the UK's got.
Hey, JDS,
no, I know. And you do. You have a good Air Force. You have a pretty decent Navy besides the aircraft carriers. You got a really good sub force.
yeah, Jim says tie a strong net between two jets and just fly at them and scoop them up.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
See, I can understand the drones taking a while to get there, but the ballistic missiles, you wouldn't think they'd take so long.
Unless they're programmed to hover and then wait till the drone.
No, that wouldn't be a
Cruise
ballistic
missile.
missile. That'd be a
Like a
cruise
cruise.
missile.
That's
Yeah.
what they're talking about, cruise missiles.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah, you
that
can
fly
just see
like
them all
little
lined
planes.
up in a convoy waiting.
I mean,
And then Israel will just come along and shoot the whole fucking lot down.
the reality of it is, and you already know that most of that crap that Iran has can be taken out. Look at Ukraine. Most of the time, the Russians throw a crap ton of shit out there, and the Ukrainians tend to shoot most of it down. So it's not like the Iranians have got some super secret thing that can't be defended. And on top of that, whatever the Iranians do have, the Israelis probably have the spec sheet on it. Yeah, it's how good their intelligence is inside of those countries.
Like my mother-in-law used to say, ain't gonna be nothing
Ooh.
nice.
And no, Israel's not going to sit there and not hit back.
The question is, though, is this Iran's attempt to send these through because we're about to send the lasers to shoot drones down to Ukraine? He can get through the lasers.
I don't know. Like I said, the Israelis already have that laser system. I've been reading the articles. They've been testing them already.
A lot of countries have already got them.
Yeah.
Just a quick short burst of light, and you won't even know what's happened. Just a bit flash, and it's done.
And that's what's going to happen to all the armored stuff, at least in the West. We're going to end up putting lasers on fucking everything. So little shit like that is just going to be target practice for the most part.
Paul's going to be flying his drone around the ship tomorrow, and she's going to see, zoom, gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Just return to home, a little melted block.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
the
well,
Air
that sky's pretty lit up over Tel Aviv, isn't it?
and the
Looks
Air
like
Force
freaking
is
daylight.
yeah, the Air Force is the U.S. Air Force has been working on a pod system to put lasers on the planes. They've been trying to get a pod small enough to do it, so it's going to happen at one point.
Won't surprise if it ain't already done.
It has been. It's being tested, I'm sure.
Go ahead and type the next line of that song, Tim. Go ahead. Because half the people can't even sing it. What's up, Randy?
Randy,
Randy, what's up? JDS got to show 300 batteries every time.
It's about time the Iranians quit hiding behind all this other bullshit.
Yep.
It's about time we actually smack their ass and remind them who's in charge.
Yeah, I'm about to smack some ass. And not
Yeah,
the
we were
kind
just
Tim
talking
wishes
about
he could. Hey, Randy, sorry, I typed in Ranky. Sorry. He's the only one I messed up his name. My finger hits the wrong one.
Yeah, how the hell did you do that? Because K is nowhere near the D on the keyboard.
Right, so it's going to hit Israel at 2 a.m. Israel time, so in
Yeah,
1 hour.
Like I always, you can always usually tell when somebody misspells by accident because it's usually
The Israeli
you know, a
Air
letter
Force
right
will probably
later
shoot
on,
down
that's all
half
I
of
did.
it before it gets
Yeah.
there.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to move my cockatiels off that tank. They're going to need it.
I got nothing over in that area. Why my finger went there? I have no idea.
I'm not sure that's any better time than where I freaking live, is it? I'll go to that one.
It will also be interesting to see if our bases in Syria attempt to shoot down any of that shit as it goes by.
Syria have already shot down some. Syria and Jordan, they've both said that it's not against Iran sending the missiles. They didn't get permission, and anything in their airspace is dangerous to their own civilians, so they'll be shot down.
Good. The Jordanians are on the western side, or on our side, anyways. Syria, I don't know.
Syria's a mixed bag, isn't it? You've got
Syria's just
part
a
west,
mess.
part east, part
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have the Free Syrian Democratic Forces, which are on the U.S. side,
Which is
And
in
then
the
you have-
eastern side of Syria.
which Funny
And then
enough,
you have
for
the
all the,
Syrian government, which is kind of in the north, and then you have Hezbollah, which is Iranian, in the south. It's really
So-
divided in three.
so, and guess where most of the major oil fields are at? In the U.S. section.
Hmm.
Uh,
So it'd be interesting to see whether we attempt to shoot any of them down. Obviously, the Jordanians will probably try to shoot any down that go by.
I wonder if you go on the Flight Radar website, you'll see them all.
Hmm.
They're all
Go
over
to
the fucking
find-
I
image.
don't think they put ADSB on
I
those,
don't
on
think
those,
so.
those drones.
go to Find My Drone. Download the Find My Drone app. Yeah.
Just
Whatever.
see loads of them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
hit the app on your phone and your phone, you get somebody on there, your phone will burn up.
See, now, if we had a good hacker that could hack them drones, they could hit the return to home button. Syria, Iran wouldn't know what the freaking hell's happened.
Well, I bet somebody's trying to figure that out.
You know, a really interesting part you should all ask yourself, how the fuck did they know almost the instant that Iran launched those things that it
Because Iran
launched?
said,
100. They said there's 100 plus in the air, Randy.
yeah,
No,
Israel was
no,
put
yeah,
on
the
high
US
alert because they witnessed the moving of missiles. And then Iran said they've done it.
Oh, now they're saying it's 150 drones. It was the latest number that just came out.
You know,
Watching the live feed
The
now.
Russians shot like 70 plus that one day, and the Ukrainians shot down like 60 plus of them. So it's like, okay.
Yeah,
Israel
they'll
has
want one to get in.
one in the wrong spot could start World War III.
Just do like the DJI guys do to the FPV guys. Just go out there and flip a DJI controller on. Just knock them all out of the air.
Well, the thing is,
Hezbollah is launching rockets right now into northern Israel.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Pine Gap. I'm sure they're monitoring it. That's the major satellite base the U.S. has out of. That's a CIA base out of Australia.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're watching it.
Oh, we've had satellites parked over because we knew this fight was coming.
there you go. All airspace across the Middle East is closed to all civilian aircraft.
Hmm.
Yeah, they just said Jordan just closed their
Let's
airspace.
hope Gitchy isn't over there.
I tell you
No,
what, me a bit of a
Gitchy's
shitter
in
if he was
everybody's
just going in there
computer.
and he went, "Sorry, we're closed. You have to go around."
Yeah, they've been rerouted.
Gitchy is
Yeah.
in everybody's computer.
Yeah. Well, that's according to Joe, because she's nothing more than a figment of your imagination.
Well,
She is AI.
any Australian, Qantas going to the UK has been rerouted. It goes Melbourne, Singapore, and then goes around the Middle East. No stopping in Dubai.
Bit of a problem if you've only got fuel to get to Dubai.
Yeah, they go to Singapore first.
That is true, Mike. They do have some F-35s already.
It'll be interesting to see though when they start going over where all these lasers get fired from, because Israel are going to fire all the lasers, aren't they? Trying to hit them. They're not going to be firing the little pistols.
Yeah, it's gonna get nasty.
It's gonna get nasty.
Oh,
View what their current thing is.
Well, Biden's all pissed off because Iran has snubbed his warning, telling him don't do it.
Yeah, but knowing Biden, he'd probably give that warning to freaking Russia
What a
or
bubblehead.
China. Oh, what? Wrong people? Oh, shit.
So as of 2023, Israel's already received 9 of the 50 F-35s they've ordered. No, 39, sorry. They have 39 out of the 50 they ordered.
Israel has the F-35I,
Well,
which
all
is
Israel's,
completely customized to them. It's an upgrade even over our shit.
yeah. According to our news, most Israeli aircraft are up in the air.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, they'll shoot most of that shit down. So they'll probably shoot most of it down before it ever gets near Israel.
Yep.
Tim found another excuse to drink. We might all be dead tomorrow, so everybody have a beer.
You know, I don't know why nobody hasn't taken out a Tal Khamenei, that's the head of Iran.
You know, the problem is the same problem we had in Iraq. You don't know what's going to replace them. It could be worse.
Well, you just go down the row and just keep knocking them off, you know?
Yeah, you don't.
The thing,
You see,
the
as
thing
much
is-
as everybody hated Saddam Hussein, yeah, he had his country under control.
That was the same thing with Gaddafi. It was a mess and he was a dictator, but at least he kind of kept everything in line. You at
Yeah,
least
'cause
knew
we
what to
expect-
expect. At least we knew what to expect. The bad part when you do that shit is all the shit you don't know anymore.
Better the devil you know, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, a majority of the Iranian people don't agree with their government, and they actually don't hate Americans.
Mm,
What puzzles me is how the hell did they get all these cameras in strategic places already?
yeah. Interesting.
Well, all of these cameras are on top of buildings. They've always been there.
Yeah, they just tap into
You know,
it.
it's just like the cameras around here. You got cameras all over Detroit you can tune in.
Yeah, they just news agencies have the
Come
ability
on,
to
David.
tap
How many
into-
cameras are in London?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to tap into them sort of cameras to do what these guys are doing.
Oh, here it's like they all have them, you know?
Yeah, we've got cameras, but the point is, most of the cameras in London and the UK, right? If you pointed them up at the sky, you'd be lucky to see the rooftop. They're good for low quality, for aiming at the ground and into light, but not for not these big
Well,
newscaster
that's the
cameras.
difference between the West and you guys, because you
We
know,
are the West.
Yeah, they're part of the West.
that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between the West and you guys. We have cameras everywhere.
Actually, Britain's known for having one of the
We
most
have more
expensive-
cameras than most. I think
Yeah.
we're second
More
behind
cameras
China.
than people.
Yeah, but you guys have one of the most extensive CCTV camera systems in the world.
Yeah.
The amount of cameras
But
you guys
keep
have
it
on.
private. You don't open it up to the public.
No, it's for
Mm.
law enforcement. Is what it is. It's a government.
I mean, these days with like Ring doorbells everywhere. There's fucking cameras everywhere.
Oh yeah, now
Yeah.
you walk through a neighborhood, you're going to guarantee you'll be on 40 cameras within a block.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's you can't
There
even
you
go
go.
through. basic
Australia's
neighborhoods
launched
anymore.
its retaliation Vegemite and its tail.
Yeah. World peace.
Oh, take them out.
Vegemite's
Vegemite
on
canisters,
the
huh?
move.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like that dinosaur in Jurassic Park, just shoots the shit in your face. Ah! Just take a bunch of Vegemite to the eyes.
We'll just release all the pterodactyls from that little island that we kept secret for so long.
Yeah. Uh,
Iran has warned any country allowing the US, UK, or Israel to use its airspace to attack Iran that they will be next on the target list.
well,
So
they can
they're
send them. It'll
threatening
take
the
them 2
Western
weeks to get
world.
in. It'd be 2.5 weeks before the thing even got close to us.
Question is, you all you guys, piddling around with your half-hour flights, after reland, change your battery. These guys have launched them for a couple of hours. You're running your own batteries, guys.
Fusion.
Well, it's only a one-way trip too. They don't have
Yeah,
to
no, it's
worry
only a
about-
one-way trip, but the point is, these drones are up in the air for 2-3 hours.
Well, we've got drones that'll do that.
And here's
Expensive
the other-
because of the batteries,
And here's the other part of the whole Israel Hamas thing. I literally read the article yesterday. Iran gave Hamas over $200 million. And a lot of that went to all the leaders in Hamas.
Yeah.
So Iran instigated all this shit. They've been playing this bullshit.
Yeah, but it's per capita, Randy. Like the UK has more cameras per capita than we do. That's the way you got to look at it. And their land mass is a lot smaller than ours. But like I said, if you look at just regular neighborhoods now, like everybody has a security camera up on the roof of their house, and they have a Ring doorbell. And I mean, if you go in front of my house, there's 2 security cameras and a Ring doorbell that will catch you walking or driving by. That's just 3 cameras on one house. And then my neighbor, they have 2 or 3 cameras on the front of their house. I mean, yeah, you drive down, you go down a city neighborhood that has 20 houses on each side. I guarantee at least 35 of them are going to have cameras.
And here's the other part. The Houthis have been shooting that shit. And for the most part, we've been shooting all that stuff down. And that's all Iranian crap.
Well, you're doing per capita per how many cameras per residence or per person that lives there, right? Gotta go by population size.
Iran troops descend from helicopter to seize Israeli ship.
Oh,
It may be a full-out war,
Mm-hmm.
if I put this, the drones are bad enough. They see as a ship. Israel said, "I say, bitch."
It's on now. It's on like Donkey Kong now.
Oh, Israel already has that thing. They actually have a thing set in place that if they feel like they're back in the corner, they'll just release all their nukes at whatever countries are attacking them. Like if they feel like they're getting cornered, there's something I can't remember what it's called, but they actually have a written up
A plan. Yeah.
procedure for that says if they get backed in the corner to where they're getting overran and they can't stop the force, they are just to release their nukes at whatever country is the aggressor.
That sucks.
Says onto an Israeli affiliated container ship near the Strait of Hormuz.
That's enough.
Yeah.
You said an administrative warship?
Let's hope it's a container ship full of them tins of that rotten fish stuff. So when the Iranians open it, it's like,
That'd be it. We went.
Send
We
yeah,
went.
I need to do. Send in a few of those stinky fish cans. That'll stop the war.
Hey, if you load like a B1 full of those and just drop them when they hit, it ought to take
Yeah.
out a few of them. They ought to be thrown up for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh God, those things are
I
nasty.
Curtis.
The show was it sashimi? I think it's called.
Whatever it is,
Strongman.
Or Stramen. Stramen, yeah.
drop about 1,000 on them in a major area and just let them hit the ground. That'll
Yeah.
do it. We quit. We quit. Sorry. Well, To be hollering, no mas, out, 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 out. Oh,
Our
oh, it's gonna
news
be
guys
fun.
are trying to shut this guy up. They was talking to him and he just wouldn't shut up. He's just going on and on. And I was just like, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, we have to go now. Okay.
What's up, Jody?
I don't understand. Frank and Jody are never in the same room. You sure
Yeah.
they're the same person?
No, they'll actually be talking to each other in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, Curtis is here.
Yeah.
Hello, Curtis.
Oh yeah, those drones weren't made to come back. They're cheaply made drones. They can mass produce.
Go
That
check
ain't no-
Temu and see if they got a big order lately.
That ain't no $200 million Reaper that they're just sending to kamikaze something.
Just put a freaking serious line of fireworks right around the edge. Yeah. And as they're coming, just you can light the whole lot. Poof.
Hmm.
Couple of industrial sized fireworks. That'll sort it.
Yeah, I think they're pretty smart.
Not that smart if it takes a few hours to get there.
Yeah, but they're not relying on
Surprise.
reliability. It's just saturation. They're hoping that one or two might hit something.
They're gonna be sitting there, and one of them's gonna come in and fall right before the Israeli border.
Because they know if they sent maybe 10 or 15, they'd easily get taken down, but they're trying to saturate their air defense system. Trying to overwhelm it is what they're trying to do.
Well, there's a point there. If they know where they're coming from, and there's some way to detect them, they ought to be able to take them out before they get there.
For the most part, they will.
I'm sure there's
It's-
already planes.
To be
heading
honest,
right
the
at 'em.
drones are probably not much of a threat. They're going to get taken out. It's the missiles that have gone with them. The drones are there just to detract the.
We've been shooting down those same missiles from the Houthis. The Houthis have been using Iranian ballistic missiles. And
Yeah,
we've
but
been
that's why
shooting
they've
those
put the
down.
drones up. The drones are there to distract the air defense while the missiles get through.
Come on,
They
the
won't.
Israelis have people inside the Iranians. They know what's coming and they know how to deal with it.
That's what they did in the first Gulf War. It's called Pubar's Party. That was when they launched all the drones into the capital. And then once all the air defenses switched on and started knocking the drones out of the air, then they locked onto them with the F-18s with anti-radar missiles.
Yeah,
and
the harm missiles.
yeah, and shot all the SAM sites. It tricked the SAM sites to switching their radar on. And the Iraqs thought they were getting a bunch of plane kills, and it turned out it were just dummy drones that they saturated the airspace with. It was a good plan. It was a good idea. Worked.
I'll be right back. I'm going to check my mailbox.
I mean, if they already know they're an hour out and they know which direction they're coming from, then I'm sure they've probably got planes sitting there heading that way to play target practice.
Yeah.
I doubt they're just sitting there waiting for them to come in. I'd already bet there's a bunch of Israel's probably got a bunch of jets and planes and shit heading out there.
Well, a lot of them have been shot down already over Syria and Jordan.
Yeah, Iran's liable to piss all their neighbors off because they don't want to deal with all the aftermath, all that bullshit.
The Saudis already don't like them. So Like I said, the Arabs and the Arabs and the Persians hate each other. Saudi's Arab, Iran is Persian. Saudi Arabia doesn't like us calling it the Persian Gulf. It's the Arab Gulf to them. It is, and it's an issue.
Yeah.
They've brought it up many a time. They do not like us calling it the Persian Gulf in any way, shape, or form.
Hey, Ryan,
Hmm.
I'm looking at my video I did just now out at Fontainebleau Park, and off to the right of the beach, there's a big grove of cypress trees in the water, and they're all look like I've been there before, looked at it. I think they're all about 2 to 3 feet apart. There's maybe about 50 of them. I wonder what the Avada going through there would look like.
Interesting. The interesting part would be trying to find a path where you had at least a bit of a straight line between them, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a straight line path. Looks like you have to be going in and out, between them, a little serpentine,
That might be a little hard with the Avada.
And if you tap it, you're in the water.
Yeah.
Because they're coming out of the water right there.
I don't know. I tapped a tree about 60 feet up today. Came through it. Wound
Well,
up
wait
with-
till you see this. Wait till you see this flight I did through the oak trees. I decided instead of staying low, I started coming up through the branches.
Ooh. Now you're
Yeah.
starting to act like air photography, Sean. Apparently he
Yeah.
likes to do that shit in the middle of the woods and see what he can fly his Avada through.
And I'm not talking about at 3 or 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I was running at about 11 through the branches.
Actually, it probably works better that way because it doesn't give the branch time to get caught up in the motor.
Yeah, at a couple of times where I brushed Spanish moss that was hanging,
Oh, that shit's dangerous.
but I almost screwed up the last part of the video. The last piece of the video may have been almost been screwed up. I almost screwed it up. I came around, I was flying, and I saw a gap. I said, I want to hit that gap. It's in the top of the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it. I said, if I go right towards the tree and then come up through that gap, because there was a big blue bullseye right there.
Oh,
I said, I got to
gotcha.
go through that gap. I got to do it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
came back and I gunned it going up and it was the Avada 2, right?
Mhm.
Going up, that sucker's climbing and climbing. And I was inches over the leaves, the top of the tree, the leaves on the top. As
Yeah.
I came through, and when I came through to it, I didn't realize, but I was about 70 feet in the air. And the wind was starting to pick up there. You know?
I hate
Oh, yeah.
I hate that Spanish moss. That shit gets on everything.
Spanish moss is worse than trees.
Yeah, it's worse than
It
trees.
makes the trees in your yard look like shit because that shit will be hanging on everything. And then it gets all over the power lines too. I'll see it all the time on the power lines.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it always comes back.
Yeah, our old house, one of our trees in the front yard was full of it, like full of that shit. And it was a big ass tree and it had tons of it in there. And then the hurricane came through, came out the next morning. It was all cleaned out. I was like, oh, that's cool.
So it'd be interesting to see whether the Iranians go, okay, this is a one-time deal. Don't do anything else, kind of thing. Will
right, I'll message you in a little bit.
will they kind of like
Yeah.
Hey, man.
back down a bit, so to speak?
Yeah, I'll give you I'll shoot you a message here in a little while, around 8 o'clock my time.
Turns out this where I am today was the warmest day of the year so far for the the UK.
Oh, good to hear.
All this talk of wars make me go after my favorites.
I wish I had one.
Making you attack the donuts.
Boston creams.
They're yummy.
Where's Mark R. White?
He was in the chat earlier.
He's got freaking snow tomorrow and Monday. 23 degrees today, snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
Usually, if Mark's not here, it's because somebody's at his house, like he's got company.
I know he was waiting for his takeaway.
Jonathan is quoting The Art of War.
11:30, so.
The Iranians know they get their ass handed to them, which is why they've tried to avoid a direct confrontation with the US.
Confrontation.
They
Only
understand
video,
we could
freaking
do
news channel, that.
very serious damage to them.
Yeah, well, we're into this. That's all it is.
Yeah.
No, Biden will probably give them a few $1 billion to quit shooting.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that.
As if
I
we
have
didn't
a-
know as if we didn't know those billions of dollars that we literally put on planes and handed to them wasn't going to come back to haunt us.
I might have a drone job tomorrow.
Tomorrow on a
doctor
Sunday?
the doctor did my knee. One of his friends, another doctor, he does paddleboard fishing and kayak fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the lake the other day, and the waves were kind of bad. He was on a paddleboard, and the wind picked up, and he came off the paddleboard, and he lost the paddleboard. It started floating towards the east side of the where the lighthouse is. So he hasn't been able to find the paddleboard.
Search
And
and
they
rescue.
contacted me. Yeah, they called me he said, "Can you bring the drone out?" He says, "I'll pay you $100 to come out and look for it." He said, "If we find it, I'll give you another $100."
Yeah, but
Okay.
how much time does he expect you to sit out there and try to find it?
Well, I'm not going to stay out there forever. I can only go so
That's
far.
what I'm saying. 2 hour, if you're looking at 2 hours, it's $50 an hour. That's not bad.
Yeah,
And then if you
I'd be
find
charged
it, that's
$100 an hour flight time.
I'll tell them I'll come out for the $200. I'll do like 3 batteries, or 2 batteries. Because actually, I'll go 3 batteries. Because as long as the winds are comfortable and I could just fly around and look. But it's got to be close to the marsh area. It can't be too far out. Because everything's
But
pushing
I'm
in.
betting somebody found it and took it.
Well, maybe not, because the reason I'm saying not is because if he's close to the shoreline, the boats, there's not a boat where the east side where it went isn't a boat channel. The boats don't go that way unless it's somebody fishing and they're hugging the coast.
Like I said,
Sorry.
I would say 2 hours is reasonable because that's $50 an hour, and if you
Yeah.
find it, it's $100 an hour. If you find it,
I agree.
Now, I bet
That-
you he
that's-
doesn't have
that's
his name on
reasonable.
it, does he?
I couldn't tell you. But he said that it's I think it's $2,500 board.
What color?
I saw a picture, and I hate to say this, it almost looks like a whitish brown, like a light.
No,
So
That's
it's
gonna make
gonna-
it hard to see.
It's going to blend in with all the marsh.
Yeah, exactly.
so what color is it? Camouflage? Fuck.
Marsh green.
Yeah.
It's gonna blend in.
Now, how big is the area you're looking in there?
Well, that depends. I could do about a mile.
The only thing
but
I'm wondering is the currents. Is there current there? Is it?
Oh, there's gonna be current. That's why I'm saying, I'm thinking the current's gonna push it up to the marsh. And hopefully it was at high tide and got it in there. When the low tide came, it kind of settled in somewhere.
And then I'm assuming he has a boat to go grab it if you find it, right?
Yeah, he said he's been looking at it and found it, you know, he thinks it's in the marsh somewhere, he can't see it.
Well, it doesn't look like it's the right color in the marsh for you to spot it very easily.
Well, you got a point.
I mean, that's the upside for him, Mike. That's why I said 2 hours would be reasonable, because if he doesn't find it, he still made $50 an hour, which is
Yeah,
not
that's what I
bad.
was looking at.
That's good pay.
But yeah, you could be right, Joe, because if it went in at high tide, right, it could have went over some of the crap, and then tide went down, and now it's buried in in the middle of a reed pile, which is why he
How
couldn't
many
find it
days
with a
ago,
boat.
Joe?
I think it happened a day ago, yesterday, I think it happened. Or a
Which
day before
drone?
yesterday when the winds were up.
Which drone are you going to use? The Mavic 3?
Mavic 3, gotta be.
Yeah, you can use that zoom to zoom in, huh?
I'll probably put it on maybe 7 zoom max. But I got to see what's around. It's all flat. It should be all marsh, so I shouldn't have to worry about. But I keep it about maybe 40 feet off the ground, and just kind of hug the coast and look, or maybe 50 feet, just enough to give me an angle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that way I'm close enough that if I see anything out the ordinary,
Yeah,
Maybe the sun would glint off from it or something.
that's why I said if he finds it, that's $100 an hour right there. That
I
ain't
got a
bad.
question. Mavic 3, is it the Mavic 3 that works with the integral goggles too?
Yes.
I
Fox?
might wind up hooking up integral goggles, and that way I could be looking, you know, better.
And your motion controller.
I don't like that idea too much.
I've
But
used
I
it.
might
It
do
works
it
pretty well.
because I
It works
have a
pretty
better
well.
view. Yeah, I'll have a better view.
You definitely see better.
Yeah.
He said he's got a boat to go get it, Jonathan, if he finds it.
The other part of that is
There's new video on channel Fox News showing rockets taking off from Iraq.
From Iraq?
Yep.
Yeah.
the other part of that
Iran.
is, Joe.
Iran.
You can use head tracking.
Flying over Iraqi territory.
Oh,
Or
US.
Israel.
The US still has a couple bases there. They probably launch some shit from there to knock them out of the sky.
You can see them one right after the other.
Yep. Well, I think it's the same video. It's just going back and forth.
This says new video, yeah. 100 have been launched.
Mike said, I ain't swimming. There's fucking gators in there.
You've got a point. I wouldn't swim in Lake Pontchartrain because of the sharks.
Especially on no damn paddleboard. Fuck that. What do you guys have? Bull sharks in there?
They're not bull sharks. They're not that big. But they've got a
This is-
lot of the sand sharks, and they got a lot of the smaller blues.
There's
Paddle
some-
borders on the intercoastal all over the place, and there's sharks on the intercoastal.
Yep.
So
And my cousin in that same area, in fact, in that same area, years back, she was swimming out there at the mouth of the river and got bit on the heel by a shark.
That makes sense though, why he's paying you so much to go look for it if it's $2,500. I was about to say, because you can get like a relatively cheapy paddleboard at like Walmart for like $400. But he went out and got some like high-end name brand one, so he wants that shit
I
back.
don't think that $100 is a lot of money myself. Not for what he
I don't
wants
either.
it to do.
No, but you got to break it down as that's why I said if you set a time limit of this is all I'm going to be looking for because I can't be out here all day, I would say 2 hours is reasonable because that's $50 an hour.
Yeah.
And if he finds it, that's $100 an hour he made.
Yeah, if
That-
I find it in
that's-
20 minutes, 220 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. That's if you set yourself a time limit of looking for it and say, look, I can't be out here all day, but this is the time I'm going to give you. That I think
Yes.
that's reasonable.
So Joe, there is a workaround. So
Yeah.
if you take off with the Mavic 3 and then power the goggles on and do the switch to change the goggles to the Mavic 3, you'll have the video in the goggles and still be able to fly it with the remote. That's
Okay.
been a workaround. That's been a workaround since they enabled all that shit. So you don't have to fly it with the motion controller.
There's whatever ones there are supposed to be arriving there about 20 minutes or so. Because it's 1:37 in Israel right now and 1:37 in Tel Aviv.
You'll have the video in the goggles and still be able to.
They were supposed to hit at 2 o'clock, so.
That's gonna work. That's gonna work.
Yeah, that's true too, Mike. If you can find it in the first hour, that's double. $200 he made in an hour.
I wonder where
Yeah.
the news channels find these idiots. They found an idiot here who's talking. He said he claims that now the US and the UK will say to Israel, "You need to stop now," and Israel are going to listen.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, fat chance.
Hey, Joe, that's your $200 you needed for your insurance for the month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you find it,
I
at
tell
least
you, there's a way. There's always a way.
Well, the UK is definitely involved. They found an idiot here who's talking. He said he claims that now the US and the UK will say to Israel, "You need to stop now." I was thinking me.
Yeah.
I was
We
like,
can
the
hear
hell? My Chrome just restarted itself and started playing. I was like, the fuck?
Okay.
So I went away. It's been confirmed that the UK have launched strikes in defense of Israel.
Yeah, that's what I'm just seeing on Sky News. It says RAF jets involved in defense of Israel.
Yep.
Wow.
And the US has been shooting down some drones too, they said.
They
Yeah,
said they
there's a
shot
big
down at
difference.
least
There's
one.
a big difference if we're helping shoot down the drones or whether we're shooting at Iran. So
It just said in defense of Israel.
Yeah, they got
that means we're probably shooting down the drones. Okay.
it says they launched 100 drones and cruise missiles, and some have been shot down over Syria and Jordan.
Right, they got rid of that idiot on the BBC.
And they're supposed to hit in probably about 20 minutes. It's 1:40 in Israel right now.
So if they get a bunch of them get through and do a lot of damage, I say within 2 or 3 hours, our life is gonna change. Stop growling at me.
So you're saying I should go fly now before the world falls apart?
US military shoots down one Iranian drone as
Yep.
it headed towards Israel. One?
Well, and also there's a something published by Iran that says that we consider this issue closed, and if the United States and England and their partners interfere, it will escalate again, which doesn't make sense.
So they're trying to tell the world this is a one-time thing. So that they don't get
they're trying to make an escape route.
yeah.
Anybody
Well,
got a lead bomb shelter for sale?
Huh.
Well,
Some batteries.
you do realize the Israelis
Yeah,
that
and a
are
lot
on
of
the
batteries.
inside in Iran are now going to start causing all kinds of havoc inside of Iran.
I don't know. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think if none of these hit, then it would be very unwise for Israel to strike back.
I'm not saying
they do
strike,
hit,
I'm
then
not
Israel
saying
must
strike
strike
back.
back.
I'm saying they'll use
There's
their
gonna be a-
intel people who are on the inside to cause all kinds of
Oh, yeah.
mysteriously plants and scientists and all kinds of shit will blow up, disappear, die.
There's going to be at least 10% get through.
I mean, the Israelis have already been knocking off all the Iranian scientists on their nuke program. So
Yeah, well, even the Russians haven't got a chance against Mossad.
Okay, guys, I gotta head out.
Hey,
All right,
Dominic,
see you later.
Later,
it's
Dominic.
nighttime there?
No, more early morning.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
go get you a bunch of Vegemite just in case.
There you go.
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just after 8:30 for Dominic.
they started shooting them down over Jerusalem.
They're shooting them down over Jerusalem?
Yeah, flares and missiles and flares and different sort of weaponry being shot, sent into the sky over Jerusalem.
the
I
interesting
didn't
part
think they would
is,
go for Jerusalem. I think that was too close to Hamas for.
yeah, exactly, Hezbollah and the West Bank.
Well, maybe he's flying over
Well, it
there.
also
on its
could
way
be
to
Hezbollah
Tel
shooting
Aviv.
those off too, right?
Could be.
Well, it looks like they're trying to hit the drones. Apparently, one's been taken down.
They'll end up taking most of them down, at least the ones that are a real threat.
Well, 15 minutes left.
The ones that are going to land in the middle of the desert, they'll leave alone. Let them crash out there.
Hey, they haven't took Dominic out, have they?
Ask the
No, Dominic's gone.
Ask the Ukrainians how many Iranian drones have landed in places that they weren't targeted at. Quite a few.
Well, just look back at World War II and see how many of the V1 and V2 flying bombs
Yeah.
that Germany sent over landed way out of the way.
The V1 was doing good just to hit the island.
Yeah. According to my mum, you used to hear them going over. And if all of a sudden they went quiet, then you ducked.
Yep, exactly.
Because that mean it had run out of fuel and it was going to drop.
Oh, here they
Because
all
that was-
coming now. Look, over
That was
Jerusalem.
the only thing that they used for range on it was the amount of fuel they put in it.
You're not sharing, David. I can't see.
I can't share it because it'd be
Start-
copyrighted. But if anyone can have got access to BBC News, they're showing it live, and a lot of the drones are being shot down via flares.
Yeah, none of the live streams I'm watching are showing it.
Spots are starting to look up in the sky now.
BBC, if you
Yeah,
can
you
get it
should be able
on.
to see it from there, Joe.
They're showing pictures of Tel Aviv now of the missile defense system going up.
Yeah, we're getting Jerusalem here.
Well, they're probably actually going over Jerusalem to get to Tel Aviv.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, air raids have gone off.
Yep, air raid signals.
And so, again, this is really an unprecedented situation. And I just want to confirm some information here.
The guy on Sky News, he's crapping himself. He's
Well, yeah,
looking
he's
up and looking round like he,
Tel Aviv.
This reporter is reporting that the nuclear facility in Jerusalem is under attack.
What channel you watching, Paul?
Fox News.
They're being brave attacking Jerusalem. That's
I'm
not
watch-
just going to get the Israelis against them, it's going to get every Catholic nation in the world against them.
Jesus not gonna like it either.
I'm watching
Nope.
Sky News live right now, and you can hear
Yeah, the
air
Arabs are
sirens.
not going to be happy with them.
yeah, BBC
Like I said,
decided to
they
go,
hate
cut to an interview with someone else from London.
They hate the Persians.
That's the end of that one.
Well, Sky News just said that there's American planes in the sky too, along with the British planes.
No doubt.
Well, America have probably
yeah.
got a carrier.
A lot of
or
the drones are
something
being taken
somewhere,
out,
haven't
but
they?
it's where the missiles are.
Mm. Yeah, the missiles are a little bit more difficult to shoot down.
Well, they would, but I think the missiles were sent off afterwards, after the drones.
Mm.
Depends on what the American planes have as far as weapon systems on their planes.
They were probably hoping that the drones would use up the majority of the anti-aircraft fire.
Because the thing,
Israelis are
Before
smarter
the-
than that. They
Well,
know
the
what to
thing is
use on
is-
what target.
well, and the
Mm.
thing is cruise missiles are actually kind of slow. They only move at like 500 or 600 miles an hour. They're not very
It's
fast.
fast enough.
That's not the fast. That's not the speed of a missile coming off of a plane, though. I mean, jets fly. The fighter jets will fly faster than that.
Oh yeah, of course they will. They'll be going.
But to get an air-to-air kill on a cruise
Mm.
missile wouldn't be that hard for a jet.
About what, 3 times the speed of that? They'll be closer
Right.
to Mach 2, 1,500 miles an hour.
Did you see that drone get taken out just then?
Yeah, I'm watching on Sky News now. You can see the air-to-air missile hits.
They're not even air-to-air missiles; they're just normal flares, distress flares for the drones.
No, I just saw air-to-air missile hit another something. I don't know what it hit, but it hit something. I saw a missile that looked like it got fired off of a plane, and then it went across the sky and then it smacked into something else. I don't know what it was though. It's hard to tell because all you're seeing is little balls of light in the sky.
Mm.
I don't know what payloads on there. I would doubt they were chemical payloads. Use chemical weapons. Now you've done crossed a really big line. I mean, that's close to crossing the line of nukes. I mean, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Oh yeah, they banned them a long time back.
If Iran used chemical missiles, chemical weapons on Israel, that would be a very, very bad move on their part. That's considered pretty damning by today's standards in the modern world.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go fly for a while.
Yeah.
Have fun watching.
We'll
Okay,
see you tomorrow.
see you, Rod.
Right.
Well, hopefully,
If
we'll
one of your
see-
drones gets shot down, don't forget to record it.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be chemical weapons though, Tim.
There's
That
no
would
chemical weapons
really
in
be
this.
I would really that would be really crossing the line. They would get condemned by the entire world for that.
Well, like they're saying, this is a one-off. So if they send chemical, they'll know that it won't just be left at that.
Oh, Israel would totally attack back if it was chemical. There would be no stopping Israel at that point. Because you got to think chemical weapons not only affect the people and kill people on the ground, but that can translate over generations of families too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If
Well, Israel
like-
had this super duper anti-missile system in place.
They've got all the air defenses in place and everything.
No,
The
they
thing
had
is, you
one-
don't
they had one of
realize
the
it.
best anti-missile ones.
You don't
Whatever
realize it
it's
when you're
called.
walking around the UK. You don't realize just how close you are to probably anti-missile stuff. Top of these buildings, you're just walking along. You don't realize a freaking big anti-missile battery above your head.
Mm.
You telling me the Shard is not just a glass building with that point on the top? You know, if they send a nuclear missile, that Shard is going up like a rocket. See ya. Why else do you think all them buildings in London have points on their ends?
Oh, and those drones are super slow too. They said they're only moving at about 115. Those are just sitting targets in the air for jets.
Oh,
You don't even have to use missiles. You just can strafe them with your fucking cannons.
you heard that? The UK have sent more ships and tankers and stuff to the region, whilst asking for de-escalation. We want you to stop this. Ignore these little ships that are parking up on your coast.
Tim, if you saw it and it disappeared and it was gone, that was probably a moderator in whatever chat you guys are in. Because if YouTube blocked it, you would have never saw it. So a moderator probably blocked his comment.
What's that?
I'm assuming those two are in some chat somewhere watching this because they're talking. They're talking like they were talking in another chat, and Jonathan's messages are getting blocked. But if Tim saw it and then it disappeared, that means a moderator deleted it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because if it would have been YouTube blocking it, he would have never even saw it.
You got to remember, there's for as
Hi,
many
Michael.
for as many people that are supporting Israel and the West in this conflicts, there's probably equal number of people that want to see death to the West.
I wouldn't say that. You see, I don't
That's fair.
support Israel on what they're doing in Gaza, except that they had to do something, but I think they've overstepped the mark. But when it comes to this, I support Israel retaliating back because they've been attacked.
Yep.
What's up, Tim?
So, man,
War
Thanks,
is
Tim.
complicated.
Mr. Tim,
Timothy?
Rod
Hello,
scares
Timothy.
Did you get
Hello,
your mic
Joseph.
working?
Say again.
Did you get your mic working?
No, can't you hear him?
No, that I know it sounds different, but that's what I'm saying. I was wondering if you played around with it or not.
Can you all
No,
hear
his
me?
balls dropped overnight.
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's just you definitely sound different.
I got it further down.
Ah, okay.
We don't want to know that.
You've been banned in some sort of chat for 5 minutes, have you, Tim?
What?
Were you and Jonathan in somebody else's chat talking or something?
Yeah, it's a cam chat. They got like 10 cameras going.
Yeah,
And, You can't type in it. I became a subscriber, but you can't type for another 5 minutes. I can't.
yeah, they put that subscribers with like a 10-minute deadline or something.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
But like I was saying about it, if it's a chemical payload, they're fucked either way.
Well, like I said, I don't think they're stupid enough to do chemical weapons because that is crossing a pretty much a line in the sand that most of the modern world does not agree with. I mean, that's almost as bad as using a nuke by today's standards.
Well, on a different note, Tiger Woods is finished for the competition. I'm sure he's 18 shots behind now. Not had a good day.
So
Yeah, it's not like he needs the money anyway.
Yeah.
they got
He's
another 20 minutes, right?
10 over for today. Tied last.
Depends. Did they send them all at once or did they send them in waves? There's 250 missiles or drones. What?
Oh, he's not tied last.
It's about to get real.
There's already some coming in, but yeah, it's like 10 minutes away from when they said they were all supposed to reach it.
Well, they're supposed to be hitting now, aren't they?
Did you see the breaking news that if America helps Israel or goes on Iran's or shoots back to Iran, Russia is going to be involved to help
Oh,
Iran?
Russia can fuck off, dude. They couldn't even deal with Ukraine. Their old
I'm
I'm
ass
not sure where you
military
saw
equipment.
that. It's not on our TV.
I haven't seen nothing about that
But you've
yet.
got to be careful as well. There's a lot of fake news out there.
Russia has ballistic missiles now.
Russia's lost half its bloody military. I mean, come on, the tanks have been got wiped out.
Yeah, they've lost over 200. I think it was estimated last that they've lost over almost 200,000 soldiers in that Ukraine war already.
They've
Like,
got
that's
they've got
ridiculous.
bigger problems over there
Dude,
than
yeah, and they
dealing with
weren't-
this.
they weren't
That's
all-
Vietnam. That's Vietnam times 4 right there, bro.
They weren't all killed. Half of them have gone over to Ukraine.
Yeah, they're okay. Check out Cam 1, Jonathan.
But like I said, if you look at the latest estimates on how many soldiers Russia's lost, that's almost Vietnam times 4 in just a 2 or 3 year period.
We don't know
That's
what
crazy.
We don't know what Russia has.
but
Like,
it's not, it's not 2 years. I think that war has only been going a year and a half.
I think it's around 2
It's
years.
just gone over 2 years.
Okay.
But like I
Just
said, if you
walk-
compare that
just
to the
realised
US,
where Dominic went over onto Paul's channel.
You
Wedge
mean
and
our-
Big.
Oh, Wedge and
channel?
Biggs, yeah.
oh yeah,
No,
Paul's
Wedge
on.
and Big.
Watch
That's
out.
right.
We'll be. We'll be.
Exactly, Mike. Exactly.
Hold on, why is Paul live tonight? Doesn't he go live on Sundays?
He's doing
Yeah.
a special event.
Oh, he's gonna stream over top of art, huh?
Yeah, that's a lot of class.
I reckon
Yeah.
Russia can do more than people think.
It's a giveaway he's been doing on Facebook.
About the time.
Well, a competition he's been doing on Facebook.
Why is the fucking fireworks going off over there?
They're practicing.
In Jerusalem, there's like this big bright, you know, the candles that you get, the lava lamps. Looks like
Yeah.
one of them with loads of fireworks going off around it.
Could be some kind
Explosions
of,
in this Damascus.
Spaceport. It's the spaceport.
There's explosions in Syrian capital Damascus.
well, they flew those drones over Syria, so some of them may have fell and now they're going to piss
Yeah.
Syria off. 'Cause Syria
Well-
already closed their airspace and said that they didn't have permission to fly over there, and they were going to start shooting them down.
Rigger's live on, well, he's not live, but he's just launched Steam.
Oh, I know. I
So his
know.
name popped up.
Yeah, but we're not playing until about 8, so
The next 2 hours is going to be very interesting. Now you got to find out what's the retaliation going to be.
that's in Israel's
happen.
hands now.
That retaliation is going to become World War III.
All depends on whether Israel wants to fire back or not.
Do they have more drones coming though? You never know. This might be the first wave of drones. 250.
Is-
they have 300.
Israel is small, but man, that is a tough little military. I'll tell you that.
Well,
They're small, but they're very well trained.
just wondering what other missiles they have or drones they have. What else?
I don't think they had a count on the cruise missiles. They were estimating 100 drones, but then I saw 150 on another news agency, and then Mike said
wow.
that he saw up to 250.
Fox News is showing that the rockets taking out the drones.
That's the Iron Dome system.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening on these cams right now. They got one in Tehran, Iran, Moscow, West Bank, 2 in West Bank.
Yeah,
Well,
you need to be
so-
watching the West Bank one.
Yeah.
Tehran is the capital of Iran.
Yeah, no.
There ain't nothing going on in Iran right now.
No.
Right. Israel have announced there's no casualties so far.
The Iron Dome system, though, that thing has been tried and true and tested for the last few years. So I mean, it works.
It's
Works damn
badass.
good.
Well, never know what else they have. Might be a first wave, plenty of waves.
Well, they're claiming that this was a one-time thing for the
Yeah.
retaliation of their general getting killed by Israel.
Here in
So-
Pine Gap is fucking stocking their missiles and getting them ready right now.
I don't know. Do they even have missiles? I thought that was just a
Yeah.
CIA satellite base.
They got missiles. About 4 of them were used, I think, a month ago, 2 months ago.
They've named the guy that attacked the people in Sydney. He's from Queensland and he's got mental health issues. No
Not me.
shit. Because you often just go around stabbing the fuck out of people.
Not me.
That
I was
happened in
asleep.
Queensland?
No, the guy's from Queensland, but he went to Sydney and attacked a lot of people. He's a 40-year-old.
Happening so far. Everything's calm.
Yep.
They said
That's just-
Jordan's getting ready. Everything.
Well,
They're
one
gonna
thing,
Yeah.
the one thing you got to watch with some of those YouTube channels though is they'll pull video from old ass. Like they'll pull video from like a year ago and they'll just put it on loop, and you'll think it's live and it's not because they're just trying to get watch time.
So this
Be
has
care-
sound and everything. It's live.
Well, I
I just
know. I'm
saw
just
three-
saying,
3
be
drones
careful
taken
though.
out.
Okay. Yeah, because I've ran across a couple channels so far today that were showing old video and people called them out on it. They were showing looped video and they were claiming it was live and it wasn't.
This
It
is
was
According to
Bush.
GB News, which is they often talk a lot of bullshit. Yeah, they reckon we're 7 minutes away from full impact.
Goody. Goody.
If anything, those
Stuff
planes in
there.
the air probably aren't dealing with the drones. They're probably looking for the cruise missiles.
Yeah.
Guarantee that Pine Gap knew where they were coming from already.
Those drones aren't very big, so really the damage they do isn't going to be extremely huge. But the cruise missiles will do a lot more damage.
100 drones launched by.
Those drones are the type of drones that are going to take out like a couple houses or something. They're not going to take out like a whole city block. But the
Well,
cruise missiles can take down a whole building, you know, big ass building.
They said they're about the size of a small car.
Yeah. They're not like real big ones. They're not like the ones the US uses that are like $200 million drones.
Yeah,
These
like
are
the
little
Reaper.
cheapy throw together ones.
Well, they'd be
Hey.
fucked if they had the Reapers.
Oh, they couldn't afford to send that many Reapers anyway. You're talking about 100 of them would cost you a couple, probably 10, $15 billion. I mean, you'd be stupid to use a drone like that as a fucking kamikaze drone.
Yep. This happens though, shit's gonna get real.
These are drones that they probably spend a couple $1,000 throwing together, you know, they're not that extensive. That's why they have so
Yeah.
many of them, because they're super cheap to make.
Yeah.
They probably don't even have a guidance system on them. They're probably just set to fly a certain length of time and then just drop out of the sky.
Yeah, but you gotta think, you gotta worry about where their destination is set to. Because
Well,
they're
that's
not
what I'm
gonna,
saying. They might not have a destination. That's what I'm saying. They might have them timed to where they know how far Israel is from Iran. They fly to that timing that they're set at, and then they probably just drop out of the sky. Like I said, in order to, you're talking putting guidance systems and all this shit on all those drones, you're talking about hundreds of millions of billions of dollars. That shit ain't cheap.
well, it depends on what they hit, the ones that get through. Because they're not gonna be able to fucking take down all 200. No way.
It looks like they've not targeted Jerusalem and Tel Aviv in the main. With all these sky cameras, they're not catching all the footage that the amateurs are getting.
I can almost guarantee these drones are like dumb bombs. Like I said, they're just set to go a certain length and then they just drop out of the sky. Whatever the fuck they hit, they hit. I don't think that they
Oh,
have any
there's a
kind
couple
of
being
guidance
taken
or
out.
anything on them.
It's likely to start.
Yeah, I'm watching some. Yeah, there's a couple more. A bunch of them falling from the sky now.
Fox News is only showing what Israel.
Yeah, I'm watching
No,
Sky
Tel Aviv.
News right now. You can see a bunch of missiles going in the air, and then you see a bunch of explosions, and then there's just a bunch of fireballs falling out of the sky.
Sky News on here.
UK calls the Iranian regime to stop the serious escalation.
U.S. intercepted some of them.
Oh, there's US and British aircraft in the sky right now. They're up there along with Israel. And if they flew over Iraq, we still have bases there. I can almost guarantee they got planes in the air from Iraq up in the air looking for shit.
So Arabia's going to join in with Israel. They're going to.
I would say the biggest threat isn't so much the drones; it'd be more the cruise missiles, because they could do a lot more damage. Because
Oh,
those
yeah,
are
for
like
sure.
that's the type. Like if one of those drones was to hit like a big building, it probably would damage it, but not knock it down. But if a cruise missile hit a big building, you're talking about like a total collapse.
It re
Look at Joe
all your
Biden
drones
walking.
now, people.
Now they're showing
Drone.
Joe Biden walking across the White House lawn. He looks confused as fuck.
He's,
He
he's,
probably don't know where he's at. The fuck am I? What's my name again?
It'd be funny if he just got to the end of the lawn and just suddenly whipped out a DJI controller and went, "This is how you fly a drone, Iran," and started doing flips.
He don't even know stuff. The only thing he'd do at the end of the loan is fall, maybe.
He's walking across the
Waste
lawn.
the
Going,
skin.
"Tom, bring me some of that coke."
Shit. Oh,
Gotta remember,
there's a couple of them coming there.
he's the one that's organising the US response to this.
No, he's not.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
Not going to give a precedence.
He's the one. He's the one that they're telling what they're going to do.
I got another one.
Yeah, I just saw it.
That's Tel Aviv, isn't it?
His military
No.
commanders will be deciding what they do and telling him this is what they're doing.
It raining down now, boy.
I'd be more surprised if any of that shit actually got through that system than I would it not getting through.
Like a couple got through, didn't it?
I mean, it's possible, but their system is really good and it's designed to deal with hundreds of targets at a time. So I don't know.
Soon.
Iran would have been better flying them at low level at like 100 feet all the way there, because then it would have, a lot of long range radars wouldn't have been able to pick them up.
Yeah.
That's why the U.S. military, when they do clandestine missions, when they're going into another country they ain't supposed to be there, they fly really low to the ground because the radars don't pick them up. If they're in helicopters and shit, they'll fly at like 50, 100 feet above the ground. They'll just skim the ground all the way there.
good evening, Jim's droning. He's saying hello to everybody.
Hello,
Hey, Jim.
Jim.
Hey, Jim.
What's up, Jim?
What up? This shit.
I think they would have been smarter by flying them at like 100-foot level all the way there, and then as soon as they get there, then they come up for a little bit and then come back down. That'd have been smarter than having them way up in the air like that. Because then they're just lighting up the radars everywhere. But it goes to show you how much they're watching Iran, because they knew that it's the minute all the shit launched
Okay.
and calculated how long it was going to take to get there and everything. So that means Iran can't really move stuff around too much without them being totally noticed or watched,
Jim says, see what can happen with drone flyaways?
Yeah, drone flies. drones that are up in the air taking control of. Well,
You don't know if all these drones were just planned to go over and do a drone formation. You know, all the lights just come on and do a middle finger up to Israel and then fuck off.
Just do a drone show over the middle of Israel.
yeah, that'd be- well, you're fucked.
That'd be well cool. You know, they just come over, just do a middle finger and then disappear.
Uh,
You know, the BBC's doing my head in. They just keep getting loads of weirdos that seem to know everything but nothing about this conflict. We just had one guy got on going, well, we don't know what Israel will do. We don't know what Syria will do. We don't know what Jordan will do. In fact, we don't know what any fucker will do. I don't even know why I'm fucking here. He said, I don't know about 900 times.
Yeah, this is all going to come down to what Israel does. If they respond, then it's going to escalate. If they don't, then it's all whether Iran was being truthful, saying they weren't
The
going to.
question, the thing
do it again.
is, Israel will respond. It's how they respond. Yeah. If they're going to just launch missiles back, then it's going to escalate. Yeah. If they're just going to nip out some SAS style and take some fucker out, yeah, with no questions asked, then it probably won't.
Curtis thinks. Yeah, they were saying, a couple other people were saying that earlier, Curtis. I think the drones are in the US are going to get shut down because of this. I don't know. If it was a bunch of DJI drones, then probably. These are just a bunch of like, I would say more homemade drones.
These are not your standard off the shelf supermarket drones because they're flying for hours.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because they're not electric. They're guaranteed they're powered by fuel. They're
Exactly.
not electric.
Where your drones aren't. Yeah. If you guys launch your drones, they're likely to down on the Florida beach.
Like I said, if it was an army of Mavic 3s coming at Jerusalem, that'd be one thing. Bunch of Avata 2s just hauling ass towards Israel. I don't think so either, Cool Cat.
But I think the Israeli leaders' days are numbered.
If there were a bunch of like Chinese made drones, they might. But they're not even Chinese made. They're just ones Iran's making them there in their home country. They're just mass producing these things really cheaply. That's why they have so many of them. Like I said, these aren't $200 million drones that they're kamikazing into Israel. These are a couple $1,000s probably a piece. But it's all going to determine what Israel does, what their response is.
Exactly.
And we won't know that until, because once all this is over and they clear all the airspace and they know there's nothing else up there, then you're going to have to sit back and wait and see what Israel does, because they're not going to do anything probably until all the airspace is cleared first. Then they'll
You don't know if they've already retaliated.
Like I said, yeah, you don't know if they're doing that now or if, like I said, they may want to clear the airspace and then go after them. I don't know. Probably won't know nothing for at least a day or two.
Yeah, but the element of surprise would be to attack now. If you was going to retaliate, waiting a few days and giving the Iranian regime time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you look at a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, they don't ever retaliate instantly. It's always like, all right, you killed somebody of mine, and then 2 months later, they're like, oh, we launched a surprise attack. You know, they don't. It's never an instant attack back and forth. It's always months later they'll want to retaliate for something that happened 3 months back. It happens a lot. Or like the US and the UK, they tend to be more instantaneously, like if you know, if an air base got attacked the next day, they would be launching airstrikes against whoever did it, right? Yeah, at most it'd be 24 hours. They'd get all their guys together, get them a briefing, tell them what they want done, and then they're out the door going.
That it's on. I don't know what's happening. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Even $20,000 isn't much compared to like a US built drone. They can mass produce those fucking things for, you know, you spend $100 million, you can build quite a few of those.
It's like gonna be bigger than what people think.
I don't think it would turn into a whole World War III thing. I think people are blowing that a little out of proportion.
No, that comes every time. You know, somebody fights in the Middle East, it's World War Three.
If it was, if the US and like the UK and everybody was legit gonna attack Iran, what are the other countries around them really gonna, they're not gonna get involved in that. I mean, it's not, it'll be the same thing as Iraq and Afghanistan all over again. Nobody fucking, you know, nobody really fucked with the US when they were going into Afghanistan and Iraq as far as other countries. They didn't stop them. They didn't do anything about it. Well, what makes you think they're going to do anything about Iran?
Can't compare it to that
Why?
because it's totally different.
Why? Iraq had a bigger military than Iran did. They had the third largest military in the world when we attacked them.
You can't always think that you're gonna win a war. You're better than
It's
others.
not-
Can't think it.
You can't think it, but it's reality. This isn't a fucking colonial war from the 1800s. It's all about technology and size. Iran is not big enough to take on the US. And if you
The
add
thing
the
that you gotta
UK
think about,
and
the
other
thing you gotta
countries,
think about, Justin, is what we don't know. That's what you gotta think about.
what do you
We're
think that
saying
Iran
reality and
has?
everything, but
What do
we
you
do
think
not
Iran
know.
has that we don't have 10 times better of or
We don't
more of?
know. We don't know.
Okay, like give me an example.
Well,
What do you
Tim's
mean?
right.
That's the
You don't
example right
know.
there. We don't know. We don't know.
You don't know what Iran has. However, if you was going to attack Iran, the first thing you do is you take out their oil fields, the capability to produce oil.
Trouble is, everybody knows what America's got because they keep on telling everybody.
Right.
No. You think you know what America's got. Again, you don't know. UFO
You don't know
sightings. Yeah. UFO sightings. Of course, military aircraft are going to report it. Oh, I saw some weird triangle shape. But the top secret people behind all that are not going to go, oh, it was me. Yeah. You don't know what they've got. You don't know how far into Star Wars battling they've got or whatever.
I'm just saying that all reality comes down to we know what we need to know or what they let us.
Exactly.
We don't know shit when it comes to different countries, what they got, what they're keeping under wraps. You don't know. Nobody
Yeah,
knows.
but Iran's not big enough to really threaten the
If
US.
you
so-
really want to disable a country, yeah, all you do is put a massive power surge through your electricity. Boom. Because everything on that grid will go pop.
That's called an EMP there, dude.
and it's and I'm not factoring in just because I think we're better than them. I'm going by how much the experience the US has, how they are fucking top tier when it comes to logistics and moving pieces around the chessboard. Iran doesn't have any experience doing that on a large scale. So
Okay,
to
do
think
you
that
know
they
who Iran's allies are?
to think that they would take on the US military and actually do any real damage, I find that laughable. I'm
Do
sorry.
you know who Iran has as allies?
Who?
You don't know. Nobody knows. I'm just saying we can't all think that we're better than everybody else. You know,
Why not?
I'm just
because-
looking at past experience.
Well,
No
let's-
country in the world has the experience that the US has on taking the US is the only military in the world that's really classified to be able to take multiple major theaters simultaneously. And like I said, if you look at Iran's, I mean, they had a war with Iraq back and forth for 10 years. That doesn't give them a shit ton of experience. They didn't really do a lot of damage to each other. It was kind of just a back and forth thing between each other for 10 years. No side really gained any traction on either side. I'm just saying, if you go by the past of the U.S. in Baghdad, or I mean in Iraq, Afghanistan, and other places around the world, I'm just saying, I don't think that they would be that big of a threat. I'm just going by what I've seen, and I've
Yeah.
I'm going by what I've
watched
seen
about
too.
history.
I've gone by with what I've seen too in the history.
Okay, and there has been
two jets went through our airways and fucking hit two buildings. How did that happen if we're so damn good?
that was an intelligence failure that we've known about for the last 20 years. It was because that was the whole point of the Homeland Security creation, because the problem is we had over 16 intelligence agencies that would not share information with each other. And because they were all, their own little tight-knit group and they didn't want to share each other's information. And that's the whole reason Homeland Security was created, because Homeland Security has the ability to go to each agency and pull information from them without them telling them no. And they force the agencies to share information with each other so they don't have that again.
So Russell,
Dude, that's not 90% of the people in the military, Russell. Come on now.
I'm just saying we shouldn't
That's
all
the
live
top
by the rose
level
color.
guys being stupid.
Shouldn't all be wearing rose-colored glasses. What I'm saying.
Wearing what?
It's the same. You might be too young. I don't know.
Okay, what does it mean?
Rose-colored glasses, thinking that's something this way when it's not.
I'm not thinking it just because I want to think it. I'm just going by the past.
Well, I really hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
I don't understand why everybody thinks Iran's so much better than any other Middle Eastern country.
I really hope you're right.
And I will not and I hate when people try to say we failed in Iraq and Afghanistan, because those people don't have the will to want to take care of their own damn country anyway.
Failed after. We failed after we left. That's what we failed in.
But also, I think, and I agree with that, but I also believe part of it was because their people just don't have the will to want to fix their own fucking country.
No, it's the government. It's not the people. It's the government.
Well, I'm just saying, if you look at what the U.S. military, a lot of the guys that were over there that were training Afghan and Iraq soldiers, they said they were fucking lazy and they were all drugged out on drugs. So they multiple military personnel have come out and said that over the years. That as much training as they tried to give those guys, and then when shit hit the fan, they'd fucking run. They'd put the tail between their legs and take off running. When ISIS would, ISIS would start attacking them, or the Taliban, whatever, they would get scared and run. I mean, you can only help somebody so much. If they don't take the help and take it seriously, you can't really help them.
Where are they supposed to fucking hit?
Well, a bunch of them got intercepted before they even got to Israel too.
Syria.
Some of the other countries were shooting them down on the way there.
Yeah, Syria actually shot some down that they thought was endangering their own airspace.
Oh, I don't blame them. They're pissed off because they didn't get permission to fly over.
Jordan's pissed off too.
Well, the UK have just come out and said that they'll stand ready to defend Israel, Jordan, and Iraq.
Who said that?
UK Prime Minister.
Well, Iraq don't like Iran, so pretty good.
Yeah,
but
guarantee
who'd
the
have
United
thought-
States didn't say it yet.
Yeah, who'd have thought before the Gulf Wars, we'd have been stood there going, the UK standing there saying we're ready to defend Iraq.
I just think they're stupid for doing this because they're fucking surrounded. Why would Iran do this? They're fucking surrounded. They're stupid. Literally fucking stupid. Head of bricks. So,
They'd have been better off just going in and taking out one of the top Israeli leaders and saying, we're even. See you later.
Alright, I'm jumping off because I got about a half hour before I start the gaming.
Hey,
lunch.
later, Justin.
All right,
I'll
catch
y'all
you later.
later.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
I'm in the town.
The
All right,
game,
Joel.
the
Huh?
game continues, Tim. Are you going to go play, aren't you?
Yeah, every
No,
Sunday.
he's just going for. He's just going to be there for game fodder.
Get my ass beat every fucking game. Suck.
Yeah, you got to get some practice in and just don't tell them and just keep playing dumb every week, and then one week just turn up and go bang, fuck you.
Back like on a snake. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, just stay
Oh,
quiet,
yeah.
let them keep winning while you're training, and then come back with shock and awe.
Now I know why I think this might do. It wasn't all the way in. They have to turn it, and then it hits a slot, and then it goes all the way in.
Well, we're 34 minutes in, and no targets have been hit.
Yeah, well, they're fucking slow. Like Justin said, if they used cruise missiles, they would have been screwed. Israel would have been fucking screwed. 250 of them, just done. A missile struck an area in Negev. Again, somebody wrote in the chat that Greta is mad. A young activist girl. Fuck, that's funny. All right, I gotta run into town. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, catch you
Okay,
later.
Tim.
Later.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to just shut it down,
Okay,
right?
Tim.
Well, if I don't see you tomorrow, it's nice knowing you all.
Okay, David. Keep an eye in the sky, buddy.
Fuck off, I'm going to sleep.
Okay. Joe, you take it easy.
You damaged my sleep. They'll
I'll
know
try.
about it.
We'll
Uh,
see.
there'll
I'm going I'm going to
Plenty
clean
of
some
time
weapons
to
and get the
sleep
ammo
when
right.
you're dead.
Okay, all right.
Catch you later, guys.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.